Greetings from Waliczka near Krakow in Poland on this scorching afternoon. It's so hot here today. As I'm doing this video, it's a Wednesday afternoon, early Wednesday afternoon, and it's absolutely blazing, which is why, although I had to let some light in, we've got most of our house dark at the moment. We've pulled blinds down and everything, even though we've got air conditioning here, like many people have in Poland, because it gets so hot in the summer. We're trying to combat high energy bills by just retaining the coolness that's in the house already, and keeping everything dark. So anyway, I've had to do something about that just for this upload. But anyway, yeah, it's I hate it. So absolutely hate hot weather. You know, when and in relation to that, I hate doing physical work in hot weather. Well, I've spent most of my life trying to avoid physical work, to be honest. I'm not very good at it, more to the point. But what I'm referring to here is the arrival of two new releases today. First thing this morning, I took in the delivery, a pallet load of these. Probably can't see it very well. When Worlds Collide, the double LP compilation that should have come out at least a year ago, but got delayed because of money constraints, the Bass Communion album having to precede it late last year. Still got copies, by the way. Anyway, there it is. Only 500 of these. And Puppy 38 with the design again. There's an insert. If anybody helped with the fundraiser, my effort at the beginning of the year to help raise money for the label, you're all listed here. You can't see it with the sun shining on this. Some of you probably won't even be interested in a copy of this album, but nonetheless, I thought it was the right thing to do. And if you can't see who's on there, it's Ashtray Navigations, Alternative TV, Bass Communion, Sinestra, Final, Kleistwahr, Splintered. Did I say Bass Communion? Bass Communion, Edward Caspel, Sean Organ, Nip Mott. Who else? Band of Pain, and a few others. Theme. I think I've said everybody. Yeah, Final. Anyway, that's who's on there. Mostly exclusive tracks. Only 500 of these, as I said. Maybe I'll just show properly printed labels as well. I've got the first disc on the turntable still, just where I was checking it. I still need to play it in its entirety and give it a good listen. I haven't actually heard it for a long time, so I'm looking forward to that. But right now, I've also got the Kleistwahr double CD in the player. So this arrived about an hour and a half ago. There we are, the double CD version of Winter and Music for Zeitgeist Fighters in a 6-panel, in a 6-panel digipack, I guess. Yeah, anyway, that's what we've got here. And I think Yeah, there we are. You can't see much because of this, again, this fucking sun shining everywhere. Maybe that's better. That's what it looks like. Puppy 38 did a great assembly job with this again, but I noticed he hasn't got credit on here. Don't know why. Don't know if he just overlooked it. He's very busy these days, so he might have done. Maybe the heat got to him as well. I don't know. Although I think this was put together a couple of months ago, so I don't know. But Puppy 38 assembled the artwork. There are some bonus tracks on that as well. So if you're one of the lucky ones who's actually got the vinyl originals of both of those albums, um, you might want to get this as well if you're a completist, a Ramley, Kleistwahr, Broken Flag completist, because there are some bonus tracks not released anywhere else. I think there are 5 in total. So yeah, that's arrived today, and the double LP. Excuse me, I'll go back to the double LP first after a slurp of coffee. And it seems like I'm always drinking out of this pure mug every time I'm doing an upload here recently, but I do have more mugs. This is the only other group-related mug I have. I've got a Sex Pistols, never mind the bollocks one as well. But William Bennett brought me that several years ago when he stayed with us. Oh, never had a mug related to groups before that. But yeah, I do seem to always be brandishing this mug every time I'm doing an upload. So I do have other mugs. So we've got a cupboard full of the bloody things. I'm sure like most of you have. But I suppose it's a current favourite. Not that I've played The Cure for a long time, I have to admit. It's probably once or twice a year, really. Anyway, despite what people think, what was I saying? Yeah, the double LP. That literally arrived this morning. I'm still in the process of sending out Richard Young's LPs, Zirculus. They arrived a few days before I went away last week. I was away in England last week, and the Richard Young's LPs arrived just shortly before that trip. There was a long weekend here in Poland as well, so I managed to send out a few copies on the Friday, although not too many. And then I returned to the sending out of those. As I said, it's Wednesday today. I returned to that that task on Monday, and now I've got some fucking extra work. So the only thing is, and I need to stipulate this, and I need to make everyone aware who ordered or pre-ordered a copy of the double LP with the exclusive Edward Caspell sound postcard, the vinyl postcard, which should accompany the first 100. And that's all there are. There are a few extras, so Edward can have a couple, and the designer can have a couple, and I have a couple, but only 100 for orders. They're all accounted for, but they're not actually ready yet. So they won't be here until, I think, late next week. So I'll start sending out direct orders, but please don't complain that you're waiting for your copy. I'm waiting for the sound postcards. I'm not going to send out the sound postcards separately. It will go in the record. It will accompany the record as planned. So those orders awaiting that sound postcard will just have to wait another week and a half before I can start getting to them. I've got about a couple of hundred orders here as well, so it's going to take a while to get through all of these. I've got over a couple of hundred. Cargo, I've got 75. They will probably start getting them out to some shops. Sound Dome in Italy will probably have theirs early next week. Please do not write to me and say, oh, I see so-and-so is selling it. Where's my copy? I don't need it. I don't need that bloody additional pressure. If you've ordered it from me directly, you will get your copy in due course. I'm going to start sending out some tomorrow, but the ones without the Edward Caspel. And if you get a copy and you think, where's my Edward Caspel? Sorry, you didn't make the first 100 orders. That it's as simple as that. And you know, I know many people don't watch these things or read the newsletters that I email out regularly. But the whole point of the newsletters and these uploads is to go into details regarding these releases that I'm doing, essentially. So, yeah, please just bear with me. As I always say, it's just me sending, packing and sending. And I'm not going to go to the post office with 100 packages like that. You know, it's not physically possible. I don't have time for that. I need about, I don't know how long I'd need in the post office. I go with a pile, and I just do as many as I can each day. I've now got the Kleistwahr double CD to add to the mix, and I didn't plan it to be like this. I hope that the compilation double LP would have been out a couple of months ago, and it's just typical that everything's come at once. I've also got the Extended Network Albus double LP arriving. I think that will be ready in a couple of weeks. I've got the Andrew Fern signed postcards. They were waiting for me at my parents' house last week. Actually, no, they weren't. I had to prod him, and then he sent them. Just to go off at a tangent here, I will be doing hopefully an interview with him. A chat. I'm not going to interview him. I'll have a chat with him on this channel or for this channel sometime early next week if he's got the time. I need to write to him today as well. I think it'll be interesting, even if you don't like Sleaford mods. I think we'll focus on his solo work, Andrew's solo work, and his music interests and so on. That's the conversation I'm looking at. Don't really need to go into mods. They're covered all over the bloody place. So sure we'll touch on it a little, but I want to try and avoid that as best as possible. Not for any other reason than the fact that they're well covered. So Extended Network, Andrew's solo electronic project, isn't. So we're going to have a chat focused on that. If you've ordered the Kleistwahr CD, to go back to where I was, if you've ordered the Kleistwahr double CD, I will start sending some of those out tomorrow as well. If you're interested in that as well, please order it. Not had that many orders for it, actually. I've said this before. Don't know why. The last couple of Kleistwahr albums, Common Values and For the Lives Once Lived, were they the last two? I think so. No, I'm sure there was something else. There was something else. And I've the titles completely escaped me. As I said, I'm completely frazzled. I had 5 hours sleep last night. It's scorching. I'm not a lizard, so I hate it. So, I'm not functioning very well at the moment. Basically, there was another Kleistwahr. Oh my god. Word. Something about word. Never say never say the word. Okay, where the word is never, or when the word is never. No, where the what? See, I can't remember. Okay, so you can see I don't plan anything with these. You know, and this is how I go through my life. You know, just kind of fumbling, so and not knowing quite where I am. Yeah, being completely discombobulated. You know, so that's my general state. Um, where the word is never, I think. Anyway, what did I say? Yeah. Anyway, the last three Kleistwahr albums, CD albums, have all done remarkably well here. So I don't know why there aren't so many orders for this at the moment. So please order it. I think it's a good price. It's a double CD. It looks fantastic. Puppy's done a good job, as he always does. It sounds great. I've got the first disc in the player at the moment, but you can't hear it, probably. Because if I play it too loud, it disturbs me. So what else? Yeah, I think that's it really. Saw Public Image in Margate last week with Steve Pittis of Dirter Promotions, a few other friends, Dean, Rob who used to do Grim Humour with me. Who else? I met up with Mark, good friend, but he didn't go to the gig. Steve and Karen, as I said, Karen being his wife. A few others. That was really, really good. Best time I've ever seen them. Although, admittedly, I've only seen them a few times. The first time being absolutely atrocious with that group he put together as session musicians. You know, John Lydon put together as session musicians. And I saw them in London 83, 84, and it was absolutely diabolical. It was awful. And it really put me off seeing them for decades. I went and saw them 2 years ago, and in Margate again, because that's quite close to where I lived. It's my old neck of the woods, and this time last week that they were phenomenal, really good. Highly recommend seeing them. I was just discussing this with Gary Mundy, actually, of Kleistwahr, you know, who also happened to see them with Stuart of Ramley and Skullflower, or I think last Thursday in Hastings, and he agreed that they were really good. And I think Public Image these days have kind of, I think they're kind of channeling that kind of slightly art rock, emphasis on rock, but art. There's definitely an art rock sensibility there, and or maybe even a slightly like early 70s prog, but not in a Yes kind of way, but Van der Graaf Generator, Peter Hamill. You know, it's really, it's a solid sound, and there's definitely something to be said for it as well. It's not normal rock music. And also, it was quite experimental last week as well. They did extended versions of a few songs. Really, really good. I was surprised last time I saw them surprised by how good they were last time, 2 years ago. But this time was absolutely amazing. And John Lydon just gets on with it. You know, a couple of subtle references to the Pistols and whatever aside, usually in the songs, in the lyrics themselves. He just gets on with the music and delivering what he should be doing. The vocals, there wasn't much banter or anything. You know, no goading of the audiences, and the audience is just there for the music as well. So it's a good experience. Yeah, again, recommend it. So there we are. Don't think there's anything else to report. As I said, I've got the Extended Network double LP happening next, and in the meantime, I'm going to be busy. And this room, you probably can't see. There's boxes. Look at that. There's just boxes. That's flat pack boxes ready for all this vinyl. and it's just a mess of packaging, and probably at the back of the room you can you can see the Richard Youngs. Maybe just to round off, I would say if you're interested in Richard Young's LP as well, get in quick. I think I mentioned on Facebook yesterday or the day before that I've only got about 15 left. I think there are 20 or so unaccounted for. There are only 150 of those. Get in fast. And again, once I'm through the orders for the double LP, the compilation, excuse me, dear oh dear, coffee's kind of repeating on me. Yeah, once I'm through, once I'm through the orders